Today I'm going to talk about Unity Catalog, but first, what happens when you have anarchy? You don't have control. You have tons of data. You have thousands of users, and you want to make sure that you can search, that you can govern, that you can manage all of this complexity. Well, that is why there are data catalogs. So if you have many users, you have lots of data, you want to be able to manage that. You want to be able to provide governance. You want to be able to say who can access what data. You want to be able to see where did that data come from. Is this a trusted source or is this fake news? How can I find that data? I need to search through petabytes of data to find information, and that is done through a data catalog. Different data warehouses or data platforms have different solutions for that. And one thing is that, like Snowflake doesn't have a data cataloging solution. You have to integrate a third party into it. AWS has their own data catalog, so it only works with AWS services. It's also more tuned towards ETL than a strict data cataloging solution. I'm just trying to give you guys an overview of the environment and kind of what you would use in different tools before I jump into specifically how Databricks does it. So Oracle also has their own proprietary data catalog. And then if you wanted to have a data catalog for something like Snowflake, you would have to use something like a third-party tool like Atlassian, which actually would work with Databricks as well, but it is not integrated and it is harder to set up. So that is why Databricks put together their own data cataloging tool to simplify the deployment across multiple clouds, multiple business units, and make things very easy to manage at a large scale. And the interesting thing is, the more you look into Databricks, the more you realize that they are very, very meticulous about their metadata and their metadata management. They're very good about that. And that's the key behind these data catalogs. So it really is all about the metadata. Once you have that metadata, then you can manage the data catalogs. And it all started with Databricks. In the past, they used Hive, which was a great metadata store. It stores lots of detailed information about things. It exposes the data to the user, and it's kind of a bridge between the user and the data. That was their metadata management was done basically through Hive. And then Hive does some other cool things, like you can join like CSV files and Parquet files. You can put a format to a text file that is a table-based format. It provides order from chaos. Now, this is kind of how it looked in the past. It was very complicated on the left. When you have a large environment, when you have a small environment, simple, easy. You don't need Unity Catalog. But when you have a large company and a large environment, then you need it, because you're going to inevitably have multiple workspaces. So that is why there is the Unity Catalog. It integrates with your tools to provide you your identity access management, and then it provides those things for you along the lines of your governance and those things for your data. So Unity Catalog is better than Hive. It's much more centralized. It provides you much more information about lineage, those types of things. So that's why Databricks created the Unity Catalog. And migrate over to Unity Catalog from Hive is very easy. It is the recommended thing to do. So this is what the Unity Catalog looks like in an architectural standpoint. You hit the Unity Catalog before you hit your data, so it makes sure it blocks people who can't have access. You can also do really cool things like search through the data. You can see the lineage, those types of things in Unity Catalog. So it's that centralized data catalog across your environment. One of the key design principles around Unity Catalog is it's one METASTORE. This was a slide from Databricks. They were talking about a very large customer that's using Unity Catalog. They have tons of data across many business units, and it's very complicated to manage, and that's why they used Unity Catalog. It simplified things with one METASTORE, one place for all of that metadata, the data about the data, information all the way down to the granularity about what kind of data is in each row or each column, So that's very important. You get to find out who your father is, where your data came from, who the father of your data is, and sometimes it's a surprise. And that's why we need to sometimes fact check our data. So data lineage is extremely important. Unity Catalog does that. This is kind of what Unity Catalog looks like. You can see where the data is coming from in here. You can also search, where is your data? Where's Waldo? You can find your data through a large amount of data. You can search it through Unity Catalog, similar to what you would have done with Hive in the past. Another thing that you could do is you can govern your data, so it integrates with things like Active Directory, and you can grant access to your data. So if you want somebody to have access to your financials, you can give them that. If you're like, no, I don't want them to see that dirty laundry, you can say, no, you can't see that. You can do cover-ups. You can do all those types of things for a large organization that you would typically do. And it integrates with your existing IAM product. So it's extremely easy to use from what I've seen. It has a multi-cloud architecture, so you can use it across multiple clouds. The way that you would do that is through Delta sharing. So Unity Catalog you can use across multiple clouds. And once again, it's that one METASTORE is the design principle behind it. So to summarize here, Unity Catalog, it gives you that governance across your data. So you can govern across large amounts of data, large amounts of users. You can govern it. You can decide who has access to what. You can do that very easily. It provides you with lineage. So where did that data come from? Can we fact check it? Is this reliable? Those things can be answered through lineage. It provides you search. You can search through your data. And all of these things are within the Databricks portal. It's very integrated into your user experience, so it's not a separate tool. It's right in there. And also you could do things like you can codify a lot of these things. You can search it within your Databricks notebooks. And that is just making it more and more user-friendly, more and more of a cohesive experience in that platform. And that is the high level of what Unity Catalog is. Thanks for watching.